Welcome to the Carnelian Sisterhood, where badass babes join forces to celebrate one another's vibrancy. We know empowered women empower women. The Carnelian Sisterhood offers a fresh and electric take on self-care, spirituality, sexuality, and other topics for the modern self-identifying woman. Join myself, your good facilitator, and the rest of your sisters here every week for your fix of high vibes and good times. I am woman. Hello, loves. How are we doing? I hope we all are well. How are you holding up after a whopper of a new year? It was a whopper for me, at least. We had some major astrological transits at the end of 2021 and into the new year, the start of the new year. It definitely affected everyone differently. But for me, I had some placements that were hit super hard. And it was all after a roller coaster of the past few months for me, just to round it all out, right? But ultimately, whether it's astrological transits or things just showing up seemingly unexpected in our lives, there's so much we can learn from it and take with us moving forward. I know it was definitely not prepared for some of the things that came up. And Venus taught my ass to never doubt the effect of some major transits ever again. Over the last 2 months, I've totally recalibrated, gotten back into the rhythm of my life with life's natural cycles, the lunar cycle, and even my moon cycle is just more balanced. Holy guacamole! Like, it is so wild and beautiful to sink back into life and the natural rhythms of life. And just witness the path of least resistance unfold before your very eyes. Yeah, because for a while I felt like I was swimming against the current, and I had so many deep dives. I guess we're just sticking with a theme here with friends of mine, some of you in the group, and that analogy would just be brought up over and over of swimming against the current. And I firmly believe that when the universe shakes us, it's to wake us, to something that we can be doing more or less of, doing differently, or just breaking open to create a whole new foundation to build from. And that's just how we can become more aligned, right? How we can open up to a new way of existing in this earth, because that old operating system, that old foundation really wasn't supporting us. It wasn't serving us. So I mentioned in a post a while back in the group that I was just kind of letting you know I was taking time for myself, getting my personal life in order. And yeah, after I had been completely rerouted and rerouted, in both essences of that saying, it's really true. And so I wrote about how I was really embracing the lesson of the hermit. And the hermit card in tarot, it has this really beautiful and deep lesson. And it's a lengthy post. I welcome you to go and read it because there was some juicy lessons that I was pulling even back then. But, right now I'm kind of processing and letting the downloads really integrate into my system and let it be a new way of operating. So society has this way of teaching us that we need to be on the go, posting constantly, right? Glamorizing the work grind. But there's this very animalistic part of us as human beings that really appreciates slowing down. Whether you're tapped in and tuned into it or not, it is part of human nature. And it is part of, again, working with the cycles. So especially in these last few winter months, I've been honoring rest, honoring our bodies' needs, for recuperation for these upcoming seasons, right? So human beings many, many, many moons ago would often use this time for really deep reflection and like take stock on who they were, how they operate in the world, and how their society, aka tribes, could operate and be more in flow and like work in unison together. I think that's like a really beautiful thing because there's like so much separation in society. As society, we don't really work in a collective way. We really just think about our own individual paths, which is fine. But there is something really beautiful to the humanness and this idea of oneness that I talk about all the time that really just kind of expresses the value of human cooperation and working together. So anyway, that's what I did. I really embraced the people close to me, people in my tribe, and reflected on what we've all gone through over these last couple of months. And, we've all, in my little collective of people in my life, have all gone through it. We've all been able to really take away some beautiful things, though. Just what I really love about the people who I will deep dive with and connect with every once in a while, who are like in my close-knit circle, is that they're all people who really like to search for the lessons that they can be learning through their experiences, through their triumphs. And it's not something all of us do. Some of us just, kind of accept where we're at and then, move into the next phase of their life. But I find that the people around me tend to be like very much about lessons and even about teaching. We realize that a lot of the things that we went through over the last couple months are completely reshaping us. And they're things that we're going to take with us for the rest of our lives. So it was really beautiful to be able to share some of those lessons with other people and hear the lessons that they were sharing, because I think we all were having some really serious like light bulb moments. I have a lot of gratitude for, people in my life who are able to share what they're going through and like come from this really vulnerable place of like, this is where I'm at, this is where I was, and just really give and receive like these transformational shifts from one another's stories. But during my hermit mode, I really compassionately connected to my emotions and explored my thought patterns that were holding me up in certain areas, right? And I worked through a lot of blocks with EFT, with some of my own coaches and therapists, and it's really been like groundbreaking stuff. I know it hasn't been a long period of time, and I feel like for so many of us, a lot of us can relate to the idea like, it's this journey of like evolving into who you are and like learning this stuff. And once you think you've like gotten to a certain point in your journey, then a whole nother one opens up. But for myself and for a lot of people that I have been speaking with, it's been like massive lessons, like jam packed into the span of like a couple of months. And you know what? I'm here for it. It's a little bit tricky because it's like, whoa, totally paradigm shifts happening like every other day. But, if we can be open to it and if we can really come from a place of curiosity, curiously exploring what we're going through, we can really like evolve so much in such a short period of time. So that kind of changed my mindset on like growth and like the amount of time people can really receive like a lot of growth. So that was kind of cool. I'm talking about like real juicy stuff too, like healing some family wounds, some ancestral traumas, renovating my boundaries. I'm going to talk about some of this stuff in the future, but renovating my boundaries and, how I want to show up in my romantic relationship and, so much more, just like real juicy, healing, beautiful stuff. Yeah, and I'm planning to definitely talk about it more in the future. I really just had a lot of time to reflect on like how I want to show up, especially for other women, show up with the things that I have to teach, and really getting very comfortable in the fact that I do have things to teach. I went to school, I did the certification programs, like I have the stuff. I am just really now reflecting in the way that I want to deliver it, and I really hope that it's received. And I'm so grateful and love having this celestial, energetically protected space on the internet to show up organically and raw. So, I'm really hoping to share more of my voice, invested in some new equipment, sharing, a little bit more about my journey through my voice, continuing with the Carnelian Sisterhood podcast. So, I'm just really connecting more to my values, how I want to share my offerings, share my wisdom, share my own just personal experience, whether I feel like there's wisdom to it or not. And I also really connected to my value of creating transformational experiences. I'm not sure when I will be offering in-person events, but it's something that I for sure want to do. I have wanted to do it for quite some time now, but I will definitely be keeping you all posted, just in general, what's going on in my life and what I'm planning to bring to this space. But events, meetups, gatherings, whatever you want to call them, I think that life is a party, so I like to say events, but really it's just a place for us to gather, connect in our similarities and in our differences. So for now, I'm really going to be focusing on creating more in this online space for us to come together each month, and even inviting some other women into the space, probably around the time of the full moon, to just really share each other's stories, share what we've learned and what we're working on, and what tools we might need moving forward to get to where we're trying to go. So I'll be putting together a lunar circle for the Carnelian Sisterhood, and that will be completely open, completely free to anyone who wants to join. And we'll be starting that in March. So again, I'll be sharing everything that I'm working on, all the information in here first and foremost. But I just saw 3:33 on the timestamp. You know, you'll hear about it, and I will be very excited to share it because, as some of you know, it's something I've been sitting on for a really long time, and I'm done waiting. Like there's no time like the present. So, I really want to extend a huge welcoming arm to any of those who feel inclined to join us. Introvert, extrovert, doesn't matter how much, how little you want to share. Totally honored and respected. But, I do feel so compelled to create this space, especially after what I experienced in the last couple of months, and how much having a space to really just share and to really explore and to really learn from others' experiences. It just was such a valuable thing. Yeah, I've also been working on some materials to share with you all, like EFT, a free workshop around becoming more in tune with the energy of your life and how to really work with it. And also a month-long program, which I am super excited to share more with you about. It's for those who are struggling to stay empowered as sensitive souls in the world. Sometimes we feel our light is just so dim, and we know we have so much potential for vibrancy and radiancy. So it's going to be a very jam-packed, full of all kinds of materials program for you to download, and full of tools, full of tips, full of demonstrations. And it takes a month long to complete. However, these materials are for you to hold on to and keep in your toolkit so that you can really continue to come back to them when you really feel like you need that like juice up and that charge up to really be in your like absolute potency and your absolute radiancy. So I'll be sharing all of this as it comes to life with you sistars here. And you can, of course, check out all the materials that are already available on www.thecarneliansisterhood.com. We have freebie downloads, the whole Don't Cap, Just Tap series, and all kinds of fun goodies on there. So I invite you to check it out. Oh, the podcast too, duh. So yeah, I think I'll just leave it there. I'm so thankful to each of you for all of the light that you have brought into my life, brought into this space. I really see you. I really cherish you. And I just cannot thank you enough for all of the support that you bring to this online space, to what I do in this online space. And yeah, so much love to you all. Stay cheesing for no reason.
Like we can. I am woman.